Hello and welcome to India Today SoSouth. I'm Gautam Shankar. With just days to go before the Lok Sabha elections, election fever has well and truly gripped Tamil Nadu. There are multiple rallies, road shows, all that you can see is being held across the state. Now remember that in Tamil Nadu, the state goes to polls on April 19th, which is just a few days away from today, and it is witnessing a triangular contest of sorts for the first time since 2014. Now, the DMK-led bloc, which is the UPA, had swept Tamil Nadu in 2019, bagging they had backed 38 out of the 39 seats. Now, the ADMK was able to win just one seat, and the BJP was non-existent. Now, this results will also have a bearing on the future course of politics in the state and nationally as well. So, we'll talk about that in detail because the BJP is pushing its way to alter the largely bipolar Dravidian politics in the state of Tamil Nadu. Now, caste is a critical factor in the state, as we all know. But the big question is, will the large chunk of swing votes of Tamil Nadu work in BJP's favor this time? That is something they'll be relying on big time. Now, to discuss all about this, I'm joining by ETB Sivapriyan, a senior journalist from Deccan Heralds. Thank you for joining us today, Sivapriyan.
Hi, Gautam. It's my pleasure.
Yeah. So Sivapriyan has been covering Tamil Nadu politics for a while, and even in this election, he has been getting a lot of ground reports and speaking to the people of the state and understanding the sentiment. So, no, I would think of no other person better than him to give us an assessment of what's going to happen in Tamil Nadu come April 19th. So, Sivapriyan, what has the ground sentiment been like? What has your assessment told you when you were on the ground this time?
See, Gautam, it's very clear that the DMK led the Secular Progressive Alliance, which is also known as the India Alliance nationwide, that has a clear edge in these polls. So
Okay.
they are going to win a maximum number of seats, and I don't think there is any doubt in that. Though it may look like a very, very tough fight in many of the places, the
Hmm.
fight will boil down to the ADMK and DMK, and eventually the DMK will pull through in many of the constituencies. And one striking factor this time would be the winning margins of the DMK candidates over wins will not be very huge like the 2019 margins, because 2019 the highest margin was 5.45 lakh in Dindigul, and
Okay.
there were about I have a figure of 1 second.
Hmm.
I have a figure of how many, because the margins were quite huge in
Massive. Okay.
2014.
Hmm.
Sorry, 2019, the margins of the leaders were quite huge.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Like that's kind of something like that's the uh,
Yeah, that's a kind
that.
of what you're saying essentially is that we'll witness a closely contested fight this time around. Now, these contests where you are saying that it could be close, are there any specific constituencies that you are referring to?
See, Gautam, uh, in Erode, where the
Hmm.
ADMK and DMK are locked in an intense battle, it's a very, very close fight.
Okay.
And Coimbatore, it's a very intense fight. It's a triangular fight. I wouldn't predict the outcome of Coimbatore till June 4th afternoon. I wouldn't even believe the first few rounds in Coimbatore, in Tirunelveli,
Hmm.
and in places like even for that matter, and even in places like Velur,
Okay.
Kanyakumari, and all these places,
Hmm.
because not just because it's a triangular fight, because the fight will boil down to two political parties. In case of Kanyakumari, it will be BJP and the Congress. In again in Tirunelveli, it will be BJP and Congress. And Coimbatore, I will not predict.
Okay. So Coimbatore, you will not predict, but I want to bring this to the attention of viewers. An article written by Sivapriyan here. He speaks about the Coimbatore, where he says that who will get the crown in the mother of all battles. So first of all, you labeled this as the mother of all battles in Tamil Nadu. So we'll get to that. And I see that you have also spoken to a number of people besides just speaking to the candidates Annamalai and Ramachandran. But What is the basis for you to say the contest? Are you saying that the contest will be too close to call, or it will be impossible to call for different reasons? What is your assessment from
No,
what you
no,
know?
it's the important. See, for example, I'll give you possibilities.
Hmm.
If the DMK wins, the DMK hasn't won Coimbatore in 2021 polls. It lost all the 10 assembly constituencies in the district. It was
Yeah.
a washout for the DMK in 2021.
Hmm.
ADMK won all the 10 seats. ADMK won 9, and the BJP candidate Vanati Srinivasan from Coimbatore South won 1. So
Yes.
10 out of 10 for ADMK alliance. DMK was 0.
Hmm.
And DMK did win the 2022 civic polls, but I wouldn't count the civic polls as something very dramatic, because civic polls, like when people know that it is the DMK which is going to rule till 2026, obviously it will tilt, and there is a lot of ways that you can influence the voters. I'm not talking about money alone. You
Hmm.
can go and talk to the voters, because all that the ward councillor has to do is to convince 4,000 to 5,000 people in about 20 days. It's very easy to do that. So
Okay.
at 2024, if the BJP wins Coimbatore, taking on both the ADMK and DMK,
Hmm. Hmm.
sorry, ADMK and the BJP, ADMK's
Hmm.
bastion is Coimbatore, and BJP has a base of its own in Coimbatore. So the
Yes.
DMK, by defeating both the political parties and taking the crown in Coimbatore, it will give a huge leverage for it in the 2026 polls. It will give a huge boost to them, because DMK
Hmm.
has not won the seat since 1996. They
Hmm.
lost it in
Hmm.
1998,
Hmm.
gave it to the BJP in 1999. In 2004 and 2009, it was given to CPIM and the Congress. 2014, DMK got the seat and lost it. 2019, the DMK gave it to the CPIM. So after
Yes.
1996, the DMK, if it wins, it will be the first time in about 28 years or something that they will be winning a seat, winning the Coimbatore seat. And this will send a huge signal that the people of Coimbatore and the Kungu region, which is traditionally an ADMK stronghold, is starting to support the DMK, because in the mother of all battles, the DMK has won. Scenario 1. Scenario 2, ADMK winning the seat will push the DMK backwards. ADMK will continue to claim it as its own stronghold and say that DMK and the BJP has no place here.
Okay.
DMK will say that it still continues to a bastion. So
Hmm.
discount these two. The third possibility, if the BJP emerges the winner, what will the BJP say? This is the beginning of the destruction or demolition or whatever of the Dravidian ecosystem. Mr. Annamalai calls both the political parties as one. He paints both of them with the same brush. He calls them corrupt, he calls them that they are into nepotism and so on. So, like, he has coined a word called Dravidian ecosystem.
Hmm.
He says the fight in Coimbatore is between the BJP and the Dravidian ecosystem. So, if Annamalai wins from the seat, he will say that this is the beginning of the rise of the BJP in Tamil Nadu. It has started from Coimbatore. So, if
Yeah.
Annamalai wins, the BJP will have a huge boost for it in
Yeah.
terms like, see, I'm not trying to predict that Coimbatore, which way Coimbatore will go. But if Coimbatore is the place, even if it is the only place that the BJP wins in Tamil Nadu,
Hmm.
it will overshadow the 38 other constituencies.
Yeah.
Because
That's the
that,
kind of sentiment that
no,
I've
no,
built
that,
up here. Hmm.
it's not just about the sentiments alone, Gautam, because it is about the way politics is played here.
Hmm.
See, the Dravidian parties say the BJP is below Nota. Annamalai is not accepted by the people. Annamalai is immature. So, if someone whom they call as immature or someone whom they call is not from a political party that is accepted, if he
Hmm.
wins, that's the thing. But if BJP loses, the BJP will have no excuses, because the BJP has been claiming it's not just about Coimbatore. I'm talking. If the BJP doesn't win seats or increase the number of vote share, increase the vote share to the percentage it believes,
Hmm.
cannot keep claiming that it is growing.
Okay.
They have been asserting that they have been growing. So
Hmm.
the assertion has to be validated through an electoral victory or through an
Absolutely.
electoral performance. That is
Yeah.
how it is done. So why Coimbatore is mother of all battles? Because it will decide the future course of uh, politics in the state after 2024 June 4th.
Okay.
The
So,
DMK wins,
Cyprian,
it
just
will
on
give
that,
huge,
since you
huge
believe that,
leverage to the.
uh,
Well, I'll just finish it. If the
yeah,
DMK wins, it will be huge leverage for them. It will give them a huge boost that they have conquered Western Tamil Nadu. ADMK wins, they will continue to say that yes, we are the king in Coimbatore and Western Tamil Nadu. If the BJP wins, they will say that this is the beginning of the downfall of the Dravidian
hmm,
politics, and it is only a matter of time that the BJP will come to power. This is what the BJP will say. I'm talking from the perspective of the political parties.
all right. So, Cyprian, like you said, since there's a lot at stake here, what Coimbatore seat means, it's not just one seat. That one
Yeah.
seat represents a lot more. But keeping that in mind, do you see the DMK deploying its forces out there? Because you were there on the ground, you understood the kind of campaigns that each of the parties are carrying out. So, what was your assessment of what's going on there? Is DMK taking the battle seriously, especially in Coimbatore?
See, everyone is taking the battle seriously. Everyone
Hmm,
is taking the battle seriously. DMK is taking it very seriously. ADMK is also taking it seriously, but the ADMK doesn't come on to the media like the DMK and the BJP candidates are being projected. ADMK is silently working among the people, and the BJP is also doing a lot of groundwork. And the
hmm,
BJP's groundwork is aided by a lot of workers and leaders from Karnataka because of Mr. Annamalai's association with Karnataka. A lot of BJP leaders and BJP functionaries who know Kannada, who can speak a bit of Tamil,
hmm, hmm.
they're all coming and campaigning and working
Yes.
among the voters in Coimbatore. So every political party is taking the Coimbatore fight seriously. The DMK may try to uh, brush aside the BJP's competition, saying that they are not equals, they are fighting for the third position, and so on. I
Hmm,
think they have deputed a very, very senior minister who holds the industry's portfolio. It is
hmm.
actually a conflict of interest. An industries minister is coming to Coimbatore, which is dominated by industries, and then seeking for votes. That's fine. That happens in every political party. DMK is no exception to that. So, like the industries minister has been deputed here. He has been staying in Coimbatore for the past 20-25 days. He has not
Hmm.
left Coimbatore. And today they have released a manifesto specific for the
Yeah.
constituency. They have released a theme song specific to the constituency. Everything that the DMK is doing that they have never done for any other particular constituency. So the DMK and the ADMK is actually forced to do what the BJP is trying to do, because BJP has released a manifesto. So the DMK has also, and see, the BJP says that they are not bothered, but they have been adding a lot of things to their manifesto specific to Coimbatore.
Hmm, hmm, hmm.
Suddenly, in the middle of the campaigning, they make an announcement saying that a cricket stadium, a world class international stadium, will be constructed in Coimbatore. It was not part of their manifesto. But
Okay.
suddenly it comes because I'm not coming to say that it's because of the fear of BJP or the ADMK, but it is also everyone wants to get the youth votes because it is
Yeah.
perceived that the youth are moving towards Mr. Annamalai. It is
Hmm,
perceived.
hmm.
It's
Okay.
because, like, why I would use words like perceived or something is because, like, as a reporter, I have my own limitations in talking to people. I might
Absolutely.
listen to 200 people or maximum 300 people. That's also quite huge. But if
Correct.
I speak to 300 people, I will only be reflecting or making an opinion from what I understood about those 300 people.
Hmm.
So that cannot extrapolate, or I cannot represent the
Got it.
entire
Yeah.
Coimbatore to say. So the perception is that youngsters are sorry, youngsters are moving towards the BJP, and the BJP's campaign is also very interesting in Coimbatore to say.
Hmm.
The BJP's campaign is very simple. You want development, You want the airport to be airport expansion to be expedited. You want this, that. You want everything. Yes, please vote for Mr. Annamalai because Modi is going to come at the top.
Be the prime minister, and this will help the
If
constitution.
Annamalai is going to be your MP, he has a good chance of getting things done for you. He is very close to Modi. You all saw Mr. Modi patting Mr. Annamalai. This is how the campaign is being structured there.
Yeah.
So this is how the campaign is being structured. The campaign is completely localized. Even
Hmm.
Mr.
Hmm.
Annamalai's speech, he clearly says that I am the hotline between the people of Coimbatore and the Prime Minister of India.
Hmm.
That's
Hmm.
quite a powerful statement. I really don't know how much of it will translate into votes, but it is a powerful statement and it's a very simple statement.
Hmm. Hmm.
Like in the campaign of Mr. Annamalai, I did see a lot of people coming, middle class women, middle class men, working class people coming and looking at him. And again, if you ask me, will it translate it to votes? Only June 4th will tell us that. But the
Okay.
campaign of the BJP is very powerful, it's very
Hmm.
structured, and is very simple too. And the ADMK and DMK campaigns are also very powerful.
All right.
Though they are also very good leaders, they are also very
Hmm.
calm, composed, but Annamalai is a little aggressive in his
All right.
speeches, his functioning, and everything. So, like for the AI ADMK, they have a specific manifesto. DMK also has come out with the manifesto. So everyone has that task cut out. They are also reaching out to every community. They are also doing the work, but uh, I somehow believe that there is a caste, more than a caste, there is a class polarization
Okay.
that's to be that is
Hmm.
being
Hmm.
adopted in Coimbatore. So the middle class and the youngsters are being polarized to vote for one particular candidate.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So whether
So
it
this
will
is
work,
quite interesting and new, isn't it? Class polarization,
yeah,
and
yeah. Class polarization is something that I have not seen it in a large scale in any other elections. I've covered about about 5, 6 elections now. So, like, I've
hmm.
never heard of this class polarization. Any
Hmm.
youngster you call and ask him or meet him in Coimbatore, invariably people say that I'm planning to vote for Annamalai, or
Hmm.
some
Hmm.
people talk about Singai Ramachandran. There are people to talk about DMK and ADMK as well,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
a majority of the class that I talk about, the youngsters, they are somehow, because all that they see on Instagram is his face. Because the social media
Yeah.
penetration, the Instagram penetration of the BJP Coimbatore handle or the BJP Tamil Nadu handle is quite huge.
Hmm.
So like they are trying to do it, and also like uh, they are also trying to project it like Annamalai is a young officer who quit to be in
Hmm.
public service, and he was an
Which is
honest
what
guy.
PM Modi spoke about yesterday as well in
Yeah,
his
yeah.
interview to ANI. He
See,
very directly put that across. Yeah.
no, no, but Gautam Modi's statement in Hindi being translated in Tamil, that is all a very cumbersome process. But
Okay.
what we hear on the ground is people themselves think that no man is honest, because there has been it's been 5 years since he quit civil service, quit the
Hmm.
Indian police service. So there has been no allegation against him. So it's clear that he's honest. And another thing that people told me in Coimbatore is about his boldness. So Tamil Nadu has this obsession with this so-called boldness. Jayalalitha became hugely popular because of her so-called boldness. Like
Correct.
people used to say, she's so bold despite being a woman. If this is said today, it will be called a sexist statement.
Hmm.
But then that is how people voted for Jayalalitha.
Exactly.
She's
True.
bold. She's bold.
Hmm.
She is very assertive. She's very aggressive. We should vote for her because we need such leaders. So,
Yeah,
like,
because of her ordeal and what she went through, and the
yeah,
whole she versus
I am in
Karunanidhi.
no way comparing Mr. Annamalai with Jayalalitha, because Jayalalitha is a legend. Like, um, she's even much bigger than MGR politically. MGR ruled just for 10 years.
Hmm.
Like,
Yes.
but Jayalalitha brought her party, like, nurtured the party and made it huge.
Correct.
Jayalalitha's contribution to ADMK, if ADMK stands as a party united today
Hmm.
with
Hmm.
about 30% of votes, and so on. It is because of Jayalalitha's hard work. There's no doubt about it. But like this class polarization is happening at a fast pace, and the BJP is also targeting the middle class, also the labor, because Coimbatore being a labor intensive place,
Yeah.
you have a lot of see,
Migrant population that is. Hmm.
Coimbatore has always been a bastion of the national political parties till ADMK breached their fort. So like Coimbatore is as that national, what to say, that national flavor. Like
Hmm. Hmm.
they know what a national party stands for. So like this is all being tried by the BJP, but the DMK and ADMK are trying their own.
Hmm.
While
Hmm.
the BJP is able to make inroads or to reach out to these 20 to 25, 30 or 40-year-old people, it is very easy for the DMK and the ADMK to reach out to people above 50.
Okay.
They are not going to vote for BJP in huge numbers. They are
Hmm.
certainly going to vote for either of these two parties. And it is very easy for the entrenched Dravidian parties and go and talk to them. So like that is why I say the class polarization. People above 50 are polarized in favor of the traditional parties, and people below 40, 35 are being pushed to lean towards this side.
Okay. So that's the kind of class polarization,
Yeah, class
irrespective of the
polarization
caste
yeah,
that
that is
you're
being
talking about.
attempted at. And there is also a caste polarization. The DMK is actually looking
Hmm.
at votes from all communities, including Muslims too. ADMK the same, but the BJP is not
But is
making.
Annamalai playing the caste card there, being
No, no,
a
Annamalai
Gambier
is not
there?
playing it blatantly,
Hmm.
but it is being played silently by his supporters.
Hmm. Hmm.
No, that holds true for every candidate,
Yeah,
Gautam.
yeah, that's true.
No,
But
no one
also
in
some.
no, no,
Hmm.
no one in no candidate in India is immune from this caste polarization or this caste pride or
Yeah.
anything. So,
Hmm.
like, let us be very honest about it. Why single out one particular person for that? See, like, Annamalai doesn't talk about caste or religion. He doesn't even talk about religion. And surprisingly, and very welcome move, none of the campaigns of the three political parties are polarized religious wise this time.
Okay.
It is very clean. It is quite a secular campaign by all the three people.
Which is surprising for you.
No, it is not just surprising, it is actually a very welcome thing. Like, because
Okay.
in a place like Coimbatore, which has seen a lot of skirmishes between Hindus and Muslims for a very long time, and there has also been a history of communal clashes, bomb
Correct.
blast, and there was a suicide bombing that was averted just 2 years back, and the religious point is not being brought explicitly.
Okay.
So it may be implicit, it may be covertly happening, but it is not overtly happening. So that is something that even while talking to me in the caravan, Mr. Annamalai refused to answer questions on whether he is looking at Hindu votes or Muslim votes. He said that every religion is the same for me. I'm not going to, and he says that he is not even going to ask one community to vote for him and another community not to vote for him. So, like that way, all the campaign, the DMK, BJP, and the ADMK campaigns did not take the religious way at all.
Yeah.
Even caste wise, it is not overtly happening. It may be happening covertly. It is not
Okay.
happening overtly. So, like that's a welcome change that Coimbatore would love, because this city has always been polarized on religious lines. So now
Hmm.
maybe that's a welcome break.
All right.
Yeah.
So, welcome change being witnessed there in
Yeah.
Coimbatore. Now, as we started off the discussion, we wanted to cover a lot more than just Coimbatore. So, we'll quickly cover some of the other constituencies as well. Sivapriyan, you've also written about how it all boils down to religion in bipolar Kanyakumari. Now, we are just switching focus to the southernmost tip of India. Now, here we have BJP's Pon Radhakrishnan, who's been fielded. Congress has Vijay Vasant, and ADMK has Nazrat Basilian. Just the candidates itself who've been fielded, shows the kind of caste politics at play here. What is your assessment here of Kanyakumari,
See,
Sivaprem?
Kanyakumari, I think it may swing the Congress side finally,
Hmm.
but there is a lot of religious polarization, and as my copy says, it's very clear. People are divided on religious lines, and the good thing for the Congress is it has fielded a Hindu candidate, but he will get all the Muslim votes.
Okay.
Christian votes are majority there. Or he'll get a very significant chunk of the very significant chunk of the Christian votes, and the Hindu Nadas will also vote for him because he is also a Hindu Nadar by birth. So
Hmm,
like
hmm, hmm.
that's kind of the move play that the Congress did it in Kanyakumari. They could have actually asked Mr. Robert Bruce, who's the candidate from Tirunelveli, to come here. That would have been completely religious. So
Okay.
that didn't happen. So like Congress is pretty, maybe the margin may be less, but the Congress does face a threat from the ADMK candidate who is a Christian by birth and who's a fisherman, Nasaret Basilian, and
Yeah.
also the Nam Tamidar Kachi candidate, Maria Jennifer. But the Congress is taking the help of the Christian community, taking the help of the church in convincing the fishermen not to vote in hugely in favor of the ADMK because that would split the Christian minority votes. Christians are
Okay.
not minority in Kanyakumari anyway. They are almost a majority.
Hmm. Ah.
So like that the Congress is playing the strategy very well. So like since there will be a split in the Hindu Nadar votes too, because
Hmm.
Vasant himself is a Nadar, is a Hindu Nadar. So
Hmm.
like there will be a chunk of Pillai, Hindu Pillais also voting for Vasant, because Vasant is not just a congressman; he is also the son of um, industrialist Mr. Vasant Kumar, who's quite popular in that area. He has done a lot of philanthropic activities, and Vasant is also known to have helped people during COVID time, and also he is known for spending not just the MP lad funds for people's activities, but also doing it in his own personal capacity because his family runs Vasant and Co, which is a huge retail store chain. So like Vasant also has good name, and likewise Pon Radhakrishnan also has a very good name. But even the Christians say that yes, Pon Radhakrishnan did bring a lot of development projects, flyovers to Kanyakumari, but
Okay.
still we would vote for the Congress candidate because we don't want the BJP to come to power.
Okay.
So it all boils down to religion. But Pon Radhakrishnan per se is not seen as a Hindu. He's seen as a
Okay.
BJP candidate.
Hmm.
That's it.
Okay. That's the assessment there. So, moving a little more inroads now, we'll go talk about the Makalathur votes that you've spoken about in southern Tamil Nadu, especially. Now,
Hmm.
here, Sivaprem, you talk about why the this vote base could move towards the BJP, and one of the factors that you mentioned here is the internal reservation for 1 year, and the sort of dissent towards it could be shown in this election. And you say that there could be about half a dozen constituencies where they could lean towards the BJP-led NDA. Could you explain in detail for us what is
See,
reasons behind
these votes will not move completely.
it? Hmm.
A significant chunk of them, there is a possibility of them moving. See, Mukkulathos is an umbrella term used to refer three castes: Devas, Agamudayas, Kallas, and Maravars.
Hmm.
So these people are spread from Tanjavur till about Kanyakumari, Thoothukudi in Tamil Nadu.
Okay.
So what happens is these very traditional voters of ADMK since MGR time, and this consolidated behind ADMK since VK Sashikala, who hails from this umbrella group, was given too much prominence in the ADMK. So it completely shifted to ADMK, and like people who have been following the politics of the Mukulators have always told me. I have also quoted one of the professors who is
Yes.
an authority on caste violence, Mr. Manikumar. He told me that there was of always that their solidarity is very very strong.
Mm.
So they've always backed one strong leader, one strong community, or one strong political party. That's why they went in favor of the AIADMK. And when Sashikala was started to get sidelined in the AIADMK, things started going the downhill for the Mukulator community. So they also felt that since Mr. Edapadi Palaniswamy is a Gaunda, another dominant caste from the western Tamil Nadu region, so they felt that it is being ADMK is now fast converting into a Gounder party. It is not a Mukulator party anymore, because as long as Jayalalitha was alive and Sasikala was at the decision making process of the AIADMK, Mukulators were I always identified with the ADMK. So this is the background. So in
Okay.
2022, 2021, Mr. Edapadi Palaniswamy, who hails from Salem region, from where one years are a very huge dominant community and have a huge vote bank. So, like the ADMK wanted PMK to be part of its alliance, and the PMK's demand was that they need an internal reservation for 1 year
Mm.
within the MBC community. So they gave 10.5% reservation for the 1 year community. This created a lot of problems for one of the subcastes of the Mukkulator, Piramalai Kallars, who also form part of the MBC. So
Okay.
though they felt that despite we supporting ADMK for a very long time, we are being taken for a ride, because 1 years are being given internal reservation while
Mm.
Piramalai colors are not being given, and it is being given at the cost of Piramalai colors. So
Yeah.
that is the starting point. And even before that, they felt that Dinakaran was suspended or expelled from the ADMK. So that is not a very good sign for the Mukkulator. So Dinakaran's expulsion, 10.5 reservation, and then OPS expulsion from the AIADMK, sidelining of VK Sashikala. All these three people belong to the same umbrella group, and the 10.5% reservation. This all made the Mukkulators think, is the ADMK moving away from its principles? Are we
Okay.
being pushed to the sidelines? So this is where the BJP started working with the Maravars,
Mm.
especially. So when the Maravars believed that TTV Dinakaran, not OPS, TTV Dinakaran can bring this community under one umbrella or under one platform. So they believe that he can be the not exactly the political representative, but at least he can help them reassert politically. So that is
Okay.
when the BJP started working with Maravas using TTV Dinakaran and O Pannirselvam, and that is why those two are part of the BJP alliance now. So that is helping the BJP. And also, if you take Maravars are like kind of a patriotic people, because like a lot of people you see, either they will be in the Indian army or they'll be in the police. So they would want to be in authoritative positions, not
Mm. Mm.
authoritarian, but authoritative positions. So, like that is helping the BJP to make inroads there, and the Maravars, the Mukkulators, River Pasumban Muthuramalinga Devar, who is a forward block leader and also is a freedom fighter. So, this man is revered by the Maravas, the Kallas, and the Agamudiyas. So, the BJP is trying to appropriate him
Okay.
and saying that, see, and there is a famous quote of Muthuramalinga Devar which says that Desiyamum Devigamum, which means nationalism and spirituality, or spirituality is one and the same. So the BJP says that we are the only party that practices that.
Mm. Mm.
So that is how they are making inroads in the Maravar community. And TTV Dinakaran and OPS and Sashikala are helping them in making inroads into the Maravar community. So that is why the votes may shift the BJP side this time.
That's quite interesting to note there. So, besides this, also before we move on to the Chennai South constituency, what do you make of the candidates that have been selected by the DMK here? Because there seems to be a lot of talk about how some of the candidates that have been chosen in certain constituencies may not be the right choice. Do you have anything to say on this?
No, constituencies, which constituencies you're talking about, Gautam?
For example, there seems to be in Chennai South, we also have, there was a lot of talk about the Chennai floods having a bigger say here, and the people were angry with the MP for not doing enough, but yet the DMK has chosen to side with him. So, what do you have to say of such
See, they didn't
politicians?
find a better candidate. That's the problem.
Okay.
The Congress did eye for that seat, but the DMK was not willing to give the Congress South prestigious South Chennai,
Hmm.
because South Chennai is one of the very, very prestigious seats that the DMK is not willing to give it to any other alliance partner, because South Chennai was represented by none other than DMK founder C. N. Annadurai,
Correct.
Karunanidhi's nephew Murasali Maran, T. T. Krishnamachari, R. Venkataraman, T. R. Balu for 4 times, Vaijanti Mala Bala. A lot of illustrious politicians had held that seat. So, like, they didn't find a better person. Maybe they thought that the alliance strength and the DMK and Chennai being the DMK's fortress, so Tamilachi may not have much problem. Maybe they thought that she won by 2.5 lakh votes something.
Yeah.
Maybe only the, even if there is anti-incumbency against her, maybe only the margin will reduce. Our
Hmm.
victory is assured. That is what the DMK is thinking. But yes, it's a fact that Ms. Tamilachi Tangapandian faces a lot of anti-incumbency in South Chennai, because it was believed since 2019 that she was not on the field regularly as people would have expected. This is not the case with her own colleague from North Chennai, who is Kalanidhi Vairasamy. I'm not saying that there are no complaints against him, but he's still seen in his constituency very regularly. So, and South Chennai is also a very high profile constituency, because it is dominated by middle class, it is dominated by upper caste, it is dominated by the IT employees, and it has entirely, it's by like middle class and the posh localities.
Okay.
And like my copy points out, South Chennai constituency is also very rich in natural resources. It has a lot of forests, it has a lot of marshlands, it has wastelands, it has wetlands, and so on. But it was also one of the worst affected in the 2023 December floods, and there is a lot of criticism about the handling of floods by the DMK government,
Hmm.
especially Tamilachi Tangapandian's um, presence on the ground. So, like, these are the problems that the DMK faces on the ground, but its inherent structure and an inevitable split of votes between the ADMK and the BJP. ADMK also has a very strong candidate. He was once an MP. Jayavardhan was an MP from 2014 to 19 in the same constituency. So, like, and Tamilisai Soundararajan has been flown from Telangana after having resigned her governor's post to be there. But I think the fight is confined between Tamilachi Tangapandian and Jayavardhan for South Chennai.
Oh, yeah.
I don't see the DMK losing the seat, but
Hmm.
maybe they lose the margin heavily. But it looks like she's set to be elected for the second time.
Okay. What about Chennai Central? Vinod Selvam
Chennai,
and
Chennai, all three constituencies in Chennai are DMK bastions.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No, only once Jayalalitha could break that bastion.
Hmm.
Chennai South in 2009, and all three Chennai constituencies in 2014, when DMK and Congress contested all alone, and when Jayalalitha projected herself as the prime ministerial candidate. That was the only exception. Otherwise, even the great MG Ramachandran couldn't break DMK's hold in Chennai. So if the BJP has to break it, BJP has to work 20 years down the line to break that.
Hmm.
It's not
All
going to
right.
happen
So
too easy.
no surprises in store in
No,
any
I
of the
don't
Chennai
think there will be any
constituency.
surprise. Maybe I'm telling you that the margins may come down
May. Hmm.
drastically too, but I
Yeah.
don't think the DMK is losing its seats in Chennai.
All right.
And if you
So.
take Tiruvallur also, Tiruvallur, there is a
Hmm.
Karnataka cadre, former
Yeah.
Karnataka cadre IAS officer who's almost set to win because there are not much competition for him. But the ADMK is doing a lot of groundwork for its alliance partner, but still it looks like Sashikant Sindhil has a chance from Tiruvallur.
Okay. So, my final article that I picked out from Sivapriyan is the one talking about TTV Dinakaran, where he's
Yeah.
contesting from Theni. So, here, Sivapriyan, what is your assessment? You're saying that he is banking on the ground support because if he does, when he could play a prominent or an important role for the BJP's growth as well. So, his victory is going to be quite important, isn't it, in this race?
See, if he wins, he'll create troubles for the ADMK led by Edappadi Palaniswamy. Uh, Even if he doesn't win, if he emerges the second position,
Hmm.
and if OPS also emerges the runner-up in Ramanathapuram,
Um,
these two people will claim that we have pushed the ADMK to the third because the Maravas, the Devas, the Mukulatos have not stood with the ADMK. They are standing with us. So through such statements, they'll be trying to create a rift in the ADMK further. But if you ask me, will Dinakaran win? I really don't know, but he has a chance. He's
Okay.
quite popular, but I'm not sure whether he will have the last mile connectivity to bring the voters from their homes to polling stations on the polling day.
Hmm.
Because you need a lot of structure to bring people to vote or to at least find out who haven't voted and ask and bring them to the polling stations. The DMK and ADMK will be able to do that because they have done it for the past 60, 70 years. So,
Okay.
but I
So,
wouldn't be surprised if Dilipran wins from Teni. His popularity is quite huge, but I'm not
okay.
sure about the last mile connectivity.
Hmm, hmm. So that's the issue there. So what you're saying is that there are a lot of battle within battles that are being played out. Like you said, with TTV and OPS, they'll be looking to project themselves as why they are crucial for the BJP by saying that they could have pushed ADMK to the third. Now, the other assessment that I want from you is which are the seats to look out for, at least which are the seats that you will be keeping an eye out this time, yeah, Sivapril.
Coimbatore,
Okay.
Tirunelveli,
Tirunelveli.
Velur, and to an extent, even South Chennai for that matter. And one more constituency which I'll keenly look forward is Erode and Karur. Karur, the Congress MP Jodhimani faces huge anti-incumbency. So the
Okay.
ADMK is trying to push her to the second position, but we'll have to see. Karur is also a very interesting contest this time. So Coimbatore, Kanyakumari, not Kanyakumari, Kanyakumari, I believe that Congress will somehow have its way unless there is a last minute change. It's
Okay.
Coimbatore, it's Tirunelveli, it's Theni, it's Ramanathapuram, and it will be Velur, Erode, and Karur.
Correct.
Velur, it's because a former ADMK veteran who is now with the BJP is fighting the DMK's candidate Kadir Anand, who's quite unpopular. I have not used the word unpopular even against anyone, but he's quite unpopular. His father is also unpopular in the area. He's a very senior DMK minister. They're quite unpopular, but still, the it has a huge minority votes. So the
Hmm.
minorities will, of course, vote only for the DMK, not for the ADMK this time.
Okay. So there's the all the assessment that you need from Sivaprendra. So with just days to go for the Lok Sabha election, campaigning ends, and then we also have the elections on April 19th. So there's a lot to look forward to. Will DMK and led by the UPA there, the India Bloc Alliance managed to retain or continue to perform the same way it did in 2019, or will BJP really make a play this time and get over 20% vote share and also possibly get some seats as well? And what about the ADMK? Will it continue to remain a force in Tamil Nadu? All these are the questions that need to be answered here. But importantly, the elections are on 19th, so do go out and vote. Sioprin, your final message to the voters?
Yeah, please do vote. And and if you are part of any southern state, please don't accept cash for votes, because it's a phenomenon that is very detrimental to the democracy. Please don't get a bribe to exercise your franchise. Please do vote. Please don't take money and then vote. Because if you continue to, if any of these people in any of the states continue to patronize this behavior of politicians, no common man will be able to contest elections in the next 10 or 20 years down the line. So please don't accept cash for votes. Please vote according to your conscience. But still, even if you want to go and vote for Nota, please go and do it.
All
Don't
right.
sit at home and enjoy your weekend, please.
That's the important message. Don't stay at home. It comes on a Friday, but
Yeah,
make sure you go out there and cast your votes and do
yeah.
not
I
accept
am
cash to
traveling to
exchange.
my I am traveling to my native on Thursday night to vote. So I
Okay.
will be monitoring from there, because I can't miss to vote. When I give sermons, so I will have to follow it. I better follow it.
Your native is where, Supriyan?
It is somewhere very close to Chennai.
Okay.
It's 100 kilometers from Chennai. But
Okay.
even if it was in Kanyakumari, I would have
I
gone.
would have. Okay.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Okay, Gautam. Thank you so
All
much. It
right.
is a
Thank you
pleasure.
so much for joining us on this discussion on India Today So South. All of you, please make sure that you exercise your franchise and make this election a success. Thank you so much for joining us.